am up to the 15th segment of, I'm going to call it An American Girl's Adventures in London. It's got a different main title, which I can never remember because it's Conspiracies of, or Curiosity and Kindness. I don't, Curiosity, something about curiosity, um, which is an American woman who's a journalist, and she's very much got the journalist point of view. And in the sections that I've listened to, she's talked about, that I've just listened to. It's been about like kind of buying entry into the finer, higher bits of English society and how you can buy your way in, which, speaking from this era, doesn't seem like it's like it's a well-known story of the American heiress who gets a fallen on hard times aristocrat to buy respectability, kind of that sort of thing of buying your way into aristocracy, and maybe that was scandalous at the time, but it seems fairly kind of obvious at the moment. Um, I was more interested in her when she was a street sweep, which was apparently a profession where people would sweep the muck and the filth and the dirt off of in paths through make street crossings where you would sweep all the muck out of the way and then people could walk through it and theoretically would pay the people for it. And saying like, oh, there was kind of rumors that there's it's sort of analogous to like, oh, there's a guy who's begging on the streets in downtown, and at the end of the day he goes home to his mansion. That kind of spurious tale that people tell themselves to make them feel better about you know the people who are treated like trash on the streets. Like, well, they could be secret millionaires. It's like, yeah, surprise, surprise. 90.99.99999% aren't, and that other 0.0001% is probably asshole reporters who are trying this sort of thing. So she does that, and she also tries out being a flower girl. I mean, this is like My Fair Lady, Henry Higgins, um, being a Eliza Doolittle flower girl, a Cockney flower girl. And I have to say, especially in the flower girl thing, she's got this very annoying thing of like, and she did this with being a serving maid. It's like, I'm a fucking clever dick and I can do things better than these ignoramuses here. And it's kind of putting aside the whole, she's got her, whatever her education is, especially as a flower girl, she presents herself as tidy and basically acceptable to middle class people that she'd be selling flowers to. And surprise, surprise, she does well. Well, good fucking for you. But if you were actually a flower girl doing this sort of stuff, it's the kind of thing where you think, it's like, I wish you'd stop trying to prove to me how clever you were and actually do some investigating, some actual being with these people, and not trying to do things better than them, but actually like, no, I'm interested in what these people are doing. If anything, it just sort of gives you this at the end. It's like, well, they're really an unpleasant lot, and I don't think very much of their moral character. And indeed, women who've tried to come amongst them and make them feel better, say that they're not, you can't reach them, probably because they told you to fuck off, you fucking rich, smug little fucking bastard. So there's that. But it does give you a little glimpse into the world, uh, from a little bit more. If only because she gets like angry flower woman to come up to her and say, you fuckhead, you're undercutting us all, and people are saying that we're cheating them because we're selling our flowers for more expensive than you. Her being someone who's only doing this for a day and obviously can afford to undercut them, and it's just like, fuck off. And being there is a thing of her getting, she starts working the road and the police basically shove her off, and she takes it meekly, mildly, because like, oh, it's weird, I kind of take in a new personality, because like, yeah, because if you were um, a lady of means, which she actually is, she would have had a great little battle with the police officer because she wouldn't have been afraid of him. But as a flower woman, she at least has enough native sense to know if she tried to give the police officer, she'd probably get fucking clubbed by him. So it's got its benefits, but it's seriously got its limitations as well. This this in this insight into this world. The whole thing of the sweeps was sort of surprised me. Of like, yeah, men and women just sweeping the streets, which are so filthy that the only way to get across them untouched is to go through the paths made by these sweeps. It's like, huh. And a bunch of people, if you don't, you know, and one of the other sweeps saying like, yeah, if someone doesn't pay me for it, I just splash them. So they learn to actually, if they're going to use my path, they're going to give me a couple of half penny or whatever for it. So, and yeah, she has some kind of like, oh, people, they should put a little half penny out somewhere so that people know that that's what they're supposed to pay. And it's like, yeah, okay. So yes, that was interesting. More videos later.